So this is my 2017 Honda Crf250L, and it's got stock suspension, which I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty pogo sticky on these. Like, they're not designed. I weigh like 180 pounds, and they're not really designed for heavier people. So it's pretty soft suspension, which is also pretty much a street oriented bike. It'll do off-roady stuff, but it's probably primarily street, so it's has softer suspension than what a normal dirt bike would. And I've got a Seat Concepts comfort seat on this, which I just realized literally today that it's probably taller than what the factory seat is by a little bit, because I ended up measuring the height of the seat on this one, and it's about 36 inches, which is, I'm pretty sure, taller than what factory specs are. So anyway, so I'm 6 feet tall, and I can flat foot it with my weight on it, but just barely. Like, it's right at flat footing, but the suspension's super soft. But if I stand up off of it, like, I'm still on the seat, but I'm still just like barely barely tiptoeing, and I'm 6 feet tall. So I had my wife sit on it earlier, which I don't know if I'm gonna put that clip in or not, but it was right here, and she went to get on it, and she lost her balance because I'm like, when I get my weight off of it, then I'm tiptoeing at 6 feet tall, and she's 5'6", so half a foot shorter than me. So she's definitely tiptoeing, and then she ended up. This bike weighs about 310 pounds, so, and it's pretty tall, so that's a lot of weight up top. So it ended up started leaning over, and then she couldn't catch it and fell in the gravel, which I did not anticipate that happening, or I would not have had her sit on it. So that turned out pretty badly, but she was fine. But it was not, that was a, not that I wanted that to happen, but that's also a pretty good illustration of why I'm planning on lowering this bike, because she's wanting to ride it. She's got a Apollo 125, like, little Chinese bike, and it's little, like, it's like a 30-inch seat height, but it's pretty perfect for her as far as learning and everything. But once you get more comfortable, then you can handle bigger bikes, so more cc wise or engine wise than like height wise. But I'm gonna end up lowering this one, and hopefully that'll make it a little bit better. But I was gonna give an example of what I look like on it, because it is a pretty tall bike. I may end up putting the factory seat back on it and see if that lowers it down some too. But this one, if you're riding this seat, the Seat Concepts comfort seat, it's really nice if you're going on like longer trips and stuff. But if you're just doing off-roady stuff, then the factory seat's probably adequate. This one's a little bit wider than what the factory seat is, so that's also part of it. It's going to be a little bit harder to try and like reach over, because you're going to not be able to like lean. With it being wider, then it's harder to kind of get on the side of the seat. And the factory one, with it being narrow, you have, I guess it makes it to where you can get closer to the ground. You're not like lower. I guess it might be a little bit lower, but it's more that you can actually reach farther and then kind of go off the side of the seat and then be able to touch better. We're gonna do a lowering link, and we'll see how that goes. I've never installed one before, so it looks like it's just a couple bolts, so in theory it shouldn't be too bad. But we're gonna learned today.